So does crime pay, specifically a crime scene? You bet. Whether it's the scene of a fake movie murder, Freddy Krueger anyone, or a real-life murder, people buying or selling those homes can make a killing. And if your house is the star of a hit TV series, well, even better.
This is where I raised my family and recreated on 6 acres of land.
Sylvia Roberts wants to sell you her mansion, a sprawling estate unlike any other in Nashville. And it's beautiful.
And I do feel like that once you walk through the door, you feel the warmth and the loving spirit of the house.
Well, it's also huge. I mean, how big is this place?
It's over 20,000 square feet.
And how much is the price?
It's $19.5 million.
$19.5 million.
And I think it's worth every penny of it.
Maybe so, but last year the estate was languishing on the market. That's when some TV producers came calling. They wanted her place to become the fictional home of lead character Raina James in a new series called Nashville.
I love to entertain and I love to have people over it.
Well, that's the ultimate form of entertaining, isn't it? Hosting several million people every time they tune in to see the show Nashville.
Exactly.
The producers built a set a few miles away and replicated almost every detail of all the key rooms, including the kitchen and the master bath.
All of America has been in my bathroom.
The house has become a star in its own right, and there's no better product placement for a high-end property than regular appearances in prime time. Sort of like the ultimate, commercial for your house, right?
Yes, I guess so.
You too can live where Nashville's Raina James lives on television.
Anytime you have a home that has celebrity value, it is worth a lot more. That $19 million elaborate mansion is the most famous house in the area, and for good cause.
Here in Beverly Hills, this mansion has enough stories to fill a Kitty Kelly tell-all, listed for $115 million. It's been the setting for Whitney Houston in The Bodyguard.
Beautiful.
And 40 years ago, The Godfather.
And then the Hollywood producer wakes up in that bedroom up there.
Realtor Brandon Walsick says he can't attach a hard number to the value of that celebrity, but he'd be happy if you did.
And there's a buyer out there who's going to overpay happily just to have bragging rights with his friends that he's living in the house that this phenomenal movie happened in.
But what if the story of your house happens to be a classic horror story? Namely, A Nightmare on Elm Street. It doesn't bother you that this house is so famous or infamous?
I love it.
You love it?
Yeah.
This quaint bungalow where Freddy Krueger terrorized his victims was an extreme fixer in 2006. That's when Angie Hill bought it for just over $1 million and headed straight to Blood, Bath & Beyond. You've put a lot of TLC into this house.
I have. My heart and soul. Every floorboard, every nail is mine.
She completely rebuilt the interior, and last month when it came time to sell, ka-ching, she got her $2.1 million asking price. Well, congratulations on your sale.
Thank you very much.
Notoriety didn't hurt the market here, but some houses aren't so lucky. Those are the ones where the horror stories are real. This lavish mansion where the Menendez brothers brutally murdered their parents in 1989 is, believe it or not, on Elm Street in Beverly Hills. It was described in court documents as having bad karma. Appraised at $4.8 million, it sold 2 years later, deeply discounted at $3.6 million.
The worse the event that happens in the house that's publicly known, the worse it is for your house. You can lose 50%, sometimes 100% of your value. People won't touch a house.
At $795,000, nobody would touch the 4-bedroom luxury condo where Nicole Simpson was murdered in 1994. 2 years later, it eventually sold for $590,000. A steal, maybe, except even now, the owners can't live in peace.
They don't have the freedom to walk outside their door, and so they typically go out the back way. I mean, it's a horrible way to live.
Yes, fame can be a double-edged sword, and even good press doesn't guarantee a windfall. Back in Nashville, Sylvia Roberts is still waiting for her now famous home to sell. But of course, she can afford to. You think that being on this television show has made it even more valuable?
I do. I really do believe that.
But you're not afraid or a little wary of having people start showing up and knocking on the door saying, hi, can we come in and look around?
I think the gate kind of prohibits that.
The gate.
The
Yes.
gate.